Hello, everyone. Oh my God, I don't have words for you. I just have a number 3-0 to Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford. We went there and we kicked their butts. My God, I am so excited about this game. I am excited about everything that happened during this game. You know, but before that, I have to welcome the person who's found the fountain of youth, the ever young Chang. We have Chang with us. Chang, how's it going?
What can I say? I started today celebrating the 12th anniversary of my marriage on this very same day, the 29th of September 2012, which coincidentally was also the day that we beat Manchester United by 3 goals to 2 at the very same venue in which we just beat them earlier by 3 goals to 0. And what makes it even more astonishing was that both that game back in 2012, exactly 12 years ago, and today's game kicked off at the exact same time. So, if you were to tell me earlier today that I would be able to celebrate my 12th anniversary with another win with a clean sheet at Old Trafford, I would have told you that, you know what, I couldn't care less whether I make it to work on time in 3 hours from now at midnight UK time, or rather, I'm going to get reprimanded for showing up late for the first time. Since I joined this new company 4 months ago, I am absolutely buzzing. I don't think I'm even going to get a single minutes of sleep tonight. Having woken up almost 20 hours earlier. Yesterday morning. Yes, it's yesterday already. Yesterday morning at 8 a.m. But wow, what a performance by the lads! What's a what a roaring hour and 50 minutes, I think, of football we've had. It had everything. It had early goals, much like the early goal we considered to Brentford. It had drama. It had red cards. The United players were just picking up yellow cards left, right, and center like nobody's business. And I
Yeah,
mean,
they completely lost it. They lost the plot, but like they were just like and they was just trying to bring people down. It was annoying. But before we get into it, I sort of want to dial it back a little bit. The team sheet, okay? When the team
mm,
sheet came out, and
mm,
I saw the name Timo Werner on it, I was so upset. I was so upset. I texted my brother. I was like, we are going to draw this game or lose this game because we are playing with 10 men. But so I was so scared about this game going into it with that team sheet. What did you think? Did you think the team said but
so
like before you comment, I have to say now I think team selection, apart from the Warner thing, spot on.
yep.
Everything spot on. So like even the selection of Benton Kerr, having three midfielders when you're gonna keep most of the ball, having three midfielders who can play the ball well, absolutely amazing. And masterclass in team selection, apart from the Werner thing,
I mean,
which
if
we're
you
gonna
look at
ignore.
if you look at the starting 11, that's apart from Werner for Son, that's the exact same starting 11 that worked so well for us last Saturday against Brentford. Yes, I know we did concede very early on last Saturday against Brentford, but in this game, we did the exact reverse. We scored as early as the third minute. I think it came somewhere in the second minute and 40 seconds into the first half. But everything that we did wrong that last game, I think we put to rights this game. And again, I'm not going to speak too much about Timo Werner because I mean, deep down inside, I want all Spurs players, all Spurs staff, and anyone associated with our glorious club to do well. And I still feel that Timo Werner has a part to play, however big or small it may be for us this season
Yeah, but we're
until
not going to
such
talk
time as
about Timo Werner.
okay,
Like this is a
yeah,
Timo
but
Werner ban on
okay,
on
all right, fine. But
on
again,
Twitter.
But I would just like to say that I mean, for anyone who criticizes Son ever again, you really need to have a good long hard look at yourself and ask yourself, how many more goals could we have scored today had Son been on that pitch and not Werner? I mean, you just look at the chances, the positions that Werner was in. Son would absolutely do everything in his willpower to just will one of those chances that came Werner's way into the back of the
So
net.
I have something to say about that, but I gotta
Yep,
say
go ahead. Go
hi
ahead.
to the chat first.
Sure.
Niles here saying yes, guys, it's me. And he's also saying saw you on Sophia's channel. I'm a Man United fan. Oh, I did not know that about you. And I'm not happy Bruno caused that game. And he's meant to be captain. Spurs deserved it. Yeah, we sure did. And he's also saying make sure you smash the like and subscribe, and also to Ash's channel. Absolutely, also to Ash's channel. Watch some women's football. I mean, we drew, the women drew, but whatever, it's fine. And then David's saying, "Good day to Ash and Chang. Good day to you, David. How's it going? I mean, I'm sure it's going well because we won. Hi everyone, big up. Levy out is what Eugene is saying, and then I was saying, was Son injured? Where was Solanke today? So Solanke was playing. He scored a goal
Mhm.
as well.
Yep.
And Sunny. So it and said it was fatigue,
Mm.
but there have been rumors going around that he has a possible hamstring pull, or in some way has injured his hamstring, but nothing's been confirmed yet. But we do know that he was completely rested. He wasn't even on the bench. So I don't think he's just tired. There has to be something more than that. But like coming to Sunny's role, in my head canon, we didn't win this game 3-0.
Mm.
Every chance that Werner missed, Sunny has scored in my head. So we have won this game 5-0. In my head, it's happened. Tough luck, United fans. I'm sorry, Niall, you're here, but you deal with it. Head canon in this game is 5-0. Sunny scored all the Werner's missed chances. And I will just read out these comments and say hi to these people, and then I'll ask Chang what he feels about that. Uh,
Mr. Chris Agamba, the best Agamba in the world, maybe
Best
apart
Agumbar in
from
the world
Holly
saying
out
good evening,
Agamba.
morning, Ash and Chang. That's true. It is evening where I'm at and morning where he's at. Well, actually, it's morning where I'm at as well. Destiny's here. Day, night, what does it matter? We beat United 3-0, or in my head, canon 5-0. Uh, Destiny 5 is here saying, hi guys. Solanke had a great game. He won the air rule and player in Johnson for the second goal and scored the third great performance. Yeah, absolutely. And Michael's here, Chelsea fan, saying, hello, Ash and Chang. Nice to meet you guys. Man United are finished. Well, I wouldn't go so far, but yeah, today was a good day. It was a good day. Now saying Mickey has been a great signing for Spurs.
Yeah.
How Liverpool rejected the chance to sign him under Klopp, I will never know. And then Eugene's saying, "Gotta go, everyone. Have a great show. Going to sleep. Good night, Eugene." Yeah, it's been a long day, but let's start there. Let's start with Mickey Van der Ven, because that was the
Mm.
first goal, right? Mickey Van der Ven. There's like every game I come out and I'm just like Mickey Van der Ven. What an amazing signing! What an amazing player! Like I have lost superlatives for this man. Like he's perfect. He's perfect in every way. What do you think, Shai?
So, in terms of Mickey Van der Ven and his contribution and what we've seen of him so far, uh, when he's playing for us since coming to Premier League, I think what we fail to realize with Mickey Van der Ven is that whatever you think of Mickey Van der Ven right now, please keep in mind that this is still a player that is still learning. He's still on the up. We have not even seen, I don't think we've even seen anywhere close to what Mickey Van der Ven is truly capable of. When he starts being able to defend like Ledley King, when he can then go on the opposite side and actually finish some of those chances himself, say like uh, a Yapstam or Nemanja Vidic or any one of those United defenders that could score from corners or from counter attacks. I think, honestly, Mickey van der Ven might very well turn out to be one of the best defenders Spurs have ever had. He might even go so far as becoming a Premier League great, a Premier League legend. But of course, I mean, a lot of the pundits, a lot of the media, even rival fans will say, oh, you're nothing to shout about until you actually win silver with your club. And I honestly feel that Mickey van der Ven could be one of those missing ingredients that we've craved for so long, to be able to just sweep up, to be able to track back and
Yeah, but
tackle and
you
defend.
know, I have something to say about the Mickey van der Ven goal itself.
Yeah.
Because I saw United's performance against 20, and they
Mm-hmm.
exact 20 scored the exact same goal against
Mm-hmm.
United.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this was coaching as well. I think that Ange was like, United, this is a weakness for United.
Mm-hmm.
So all the, like the defenders and the people playing further back were told to do this, like run into space like this and cut through United's team. Because, the problem with the badly coached teams, they don't have patterns. So they're always sort of like either running away from the ball or running towards the ball, and there's confusion. And that's what happened, right? I think, who was it? Rashford and Bruno. There were two players, both of whom were running towards the ball, and there was some sort of confusion. And at that point, Mickey just saw the space and he ran into it, right? So I think that this was also Ange's coaching. Like, I think that this goal was a planned goal. Um, but I think that what makes it different and what Mickey van der Ven makes Mickey van der Ven so special is he's the only defender who can do something like this. The only center back in the league right now who can do something like this, who can lob forward all the way to the touchline of the opposition. And like, it wasn't just the running, right? Because he's fast. Everyone knows he's fast. It was the pass that he made for the assist. That was the perfect pass to Brennan Johnson. Like, I am not in awe of just his speed. Anyone can be a speed merchant. You lose that later in life. But it's that he had the footballing like knowledge to create space, run into the space, make the pass, get like where Brennan Johnson is.
I mean, honestly, if you were to ask me which of our players would be the most likely to get our assist for our first goal this evening against Manchester United, I don't think Mickey van der Ven would have been one of those first names
Yeah.
come across my mind as being our first. I mean, of being the first player to get an assist for our opening goal. And what's scary is that this is actually nothing that we've not seen before this season. Mickey van der Ven did something very similar at home against Everton. If most people remember, when we were 3-0 up, Everton lost the ball in our penalty box, and Mickey van der Ven, who looked to have picked up a rather worrying and serious injury in that first half against Everton, he then went from box to box in little to no time at all, and squared that ball for Son to allow Son his second goal of the match against Everton. And in this match, I think the one thing that United weren't prepared for was a Mickey van der Ven steamroller of a juggernaut run into their penalty box. The moment you have a centre back running into your penalty box, all of a sudden, all sense of marking, whether it's zonal or man-to-man, your marking goes completely out the window, because here is a centre back from the exact opposite side of the field who's now marauding into your penalty box without a marker running onto him, without anyone who's designated to pick him
Yeah,
up.
but
That
this is the problem with the United defense also, right? It wasn't just that Mickey van der Ven was unmarked. What the hell was Brennan Johnson unmarked for? Like,
again,
that's also like really strange.
no, which is why actually I was trying to come to a conclusion, because when Van der Ven was in that position, somehow or other, your right back who was marking Johnson, he has to cut into the middle to make up for the centre back, whether it's Lisandro Martinez or if it's Manuel Ugarte. One of those centre backs for United had to close down Van der Ven because I believe it was, let's see now, was it? No, it's not Diallo. It's the other guy. I think it's, can't remember his name. It's quite a difficult name to pronounce, but one of those centre backs for United had to leave his vacate his
The
spot.
centre back were Delict and Martinez.
Yeah, okay, sorry. So it's Martinez, correct? It was delete. Yes, so it was delete. The left centre back who then had to vacate his spot to try and close down Van der Ven to prevent the cross. But the moment he left, that then created space on the far post, and I mean, Johnson having got 3 in 3, he is not missing from 1 yard out. He's not missing that tap in, and that was almost a tap in from where he was positioned. There was absolutely no
Yes.
one around him. I'm so glad.
Yeah,
I'm
but he
so
still has to be there.
happy for
So
him. Yes, he has to
I'm
be
so
there.
happy. I'm so happy for Brennan.
And
I gotta this comment made me laugh, so I gotta like give a shout out to Rob. Manu fans, when asked who was their man of the match, replied Timo Werner, who saved it from being a cricket score.
I
Absolutely,
mean,
I texted my brother the same thing. I was just like, Timo Werner is man of the match for United. He was the best player on the pitch for United.
I
I
mean,
genuinely believe that.
which is why
Um,
again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, Miss Ash, about how we shouldn't be thankful, or we shouldn't look to selling or offloading any of our players, especially one like Son, who has been so loyal to the club for so many years, and his goals and assists per season alone, I think that more than warrants him to get a proper and a fitting end to his career at Spurs. And again, I mentioned this earlier, but I think I have to just repeat myself like a broken record. How many more goals would we have had in that game had Son been in Werner's position? I honestly feel that for Werner, I I was actually still very much in his camp. Honestly, I mean, for me, as long as you put on this jersey, you have this crest on your bosom. You are playing in lily white, regardless of the occasion, the tournaments, the stadium. I will still cheer you on. But it was starting to get on my nerves. It was.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
like
when I was
I told you, Chang. It's a Timo
yeah
Werner ban. No,
yeah
unless we're making fun of him, no Timo Werner.
yeah and
Timo Werner talk. I have to
now
say, Jose.
yeah.
Jose saying, "Do we have a happy Ash?" She is frowning. I am very happy. Chang may not be happy, but I am very, very happy. Chang was telling me before the stream started. He's like, "I'm just relieved. I'm more than happy. I'm just relieved," and I was just like, "Hell, I'm happy." Chris is here saying Premier League confirmed the red card against Fernandez, saying it was to do with a high boot against Madison's knee. VAR confirmed the ref made the correct call. We'll come back to this after reading all the comments. Rimanshu saying this game will always be one of my favorites. Mine too, Rimanshu. I have some great United memories. That 6-1 against when Jose was the manager and Lamela did his dark arts. And the 3-2 13 years ago with Bale. Uh, there have been some great moments at Old Trafford. This is up there. Like this was great. And then Ronnie saying hello, Ash and Chang, guys. Absolutely right, Ronnie. Today's the day to say come on, Spurs with some pride. In a hype's here, saying Brennan seeks in on the blind side, and then Ronnie saying and in. Yeah, we will talk about this. We will definitely talk about this. But before that, I kind of want to go back to Chris's comment. Do you think it was a red card?
It was definitely a booking, but the red card actually got me by surprise. Maybe it has something to do with the stream that I was watching during the live watch along with Mr. Colin Sievers. I didn't actually get a good look. Yes, I saw contact. I saw contact between Fernandez and Madison, but I didn't actually see just how bad a contact it was. And from the replay, it would seem the ball had long gone. Just cut straight to the chase. The ball had long gone. Madison was already on his bike, and the challenge was so late, and there was studs. The moment you go in with studs like that, when the players already long gone, and you make absolutely no attempt to even play the ball or win the ball. It was just reckless all around, and I don't think Bruno Fernandes can have any complaints when he sees the replay of that again. I mean, yes, it's we are thankful that
He did have
Madison wasn't.
complaints.
I mean,
He did have complaints in the
I mean, yeah,
in the post-match interview.
yes.
He was just like, "Oh, it was a yellow. It wasn't a red, and whatever."
Okay, to be fair, if let's say Madison was in a better position, if Madison was in the United half and we are leading a counter break or a counter attack, or we are on a breakaway with more players in numbers compared to United, and there was almost like a certainty that we might be able to score, and he was taken up professionally, then yes, that would be a straight rate. But I mean, if the ref deems it to have been a red from what he's seen in real time, and unless VAR intervenes saying that the referee has made a clear and obvious error, in which case it wasn't at all a clear and obvious error, then if it was a red, I think we have seen Spurs players get reds for less of a challenge than what we saw. I mean, if you think back again,
Like,
last season,
if
the Romero red card,
Yeah,
the Ro-
absolutely. Hasper TV saying was 100% a red. And then Rimanshu saying he was
Bye,
so far
Harry.
away from the ball. Bruno was frustrated and started acting like a kid, like he always does. And Hasper's also saying
Yep.
his studs were up and it was reckless. I absolutely agree with all of this. And I will say one more thing. I do not care if it was a red or not. And I'll tell you why, because the whole game they were clattering into Madison again and again. They were doing this time and again. It was clearly a game plan that they had in mind, and the ball was so far gone. So it was very clearly a cynical challenge. So I don't care if he thought it was going to be a yellow and then he slipped or whatever the story is now, because that level of cynical challenge with the number of like repeated fouls by the number all the United players, they deserve that red card as collectively as a team. I don't care who it went to. I'm happy it went to Bruno because I don't like him, but in general I'm just happy that it was a red because they deserve to be a man down. I'm sorry. I understand the logic of playing Spurs on the counter and all of that. The tactical decision, I can understand it, although United can't really execute it. I understand it. But this whole let's just beat up Spurs midfielders because Madison isn't a physical presence. I'm sorry, that can't be your tactical, like that can't be your game plan. So I'm really glad that he got that red, and it couldn't have gone to a better person. And then Tekken saying, "Yay, let's go Spurs! Chang and Ash so happy was a great result. I could say a statement away win for Ange and the lads. Great stream. Yes, absolutely statement win." And then Rimanshu saying Solanke has impressed me a lot. Gives me Roman Reigns of football vibes. Yeah. What did you think? Somebody made another comment about Solanke earlier. Wait, let me pull that up. Um, Here. Solanke had
Mhm.
a great game. He won the air duel and player in Johnson for the second, played in Johnson for the second goal and scored the third. Great performance. What did you think of Solanke's performance?
I just hope he just goes from strength to strength after this performance. And earlier, I was critical of you know who for missing. Werner actually had chances to score more than one this game. I can't remember which minute it was. There was another chance that he had as well in the second half where he was true on goal. It was almost like another one-on-one. And yes, he was able to get that one-on-one on target, but it was saved by Onana. And I was also I was starting to think maybe it would just have to be 2-3 for Solanke, but little did I know that the moment Pepe Metasar came on, almost straight away, the moment Pepe Metasar came on, his first contribution, his first touch of the match turned out to be an assist for Solanke. And this is where I got to ask you, Miss Ash, the goal by Solanke from that knockdown by Pepe Matassar, was that considered to be a tap-in, or was that a poacher's goal, fox in the box, or what would you call it? Because a lot of people who would, either be conveniently negative about Spurs, whether you are a fan or a rival or even just a pundit, a lot of people would say that that's 3 tap-ins in 3 goals. At the end of the season, if he scores another 20 more tap-ins in all competitions, I couldn't care less how he scores them, just so long as they go into the back of the net, we get the goals and we get the points and the victories. And for me, I honestly hope that Solanke just continues doing what he's doing. But very quickly, back to that question. Do you think it's a tap-in, Miss Ash?
So that's the thing. A lot of people say, I don't care there was a tap in. You know what? I'm the opposite. I wanted to be a tap in. I desperately wanted a striker who can make the poacher goals, make the tap ins. That's what we need. We don't need somebody who does fancy footwork and scores from outside the box. That would be great. I'm not lying. But we needed that player who, when the ball comes into the box, because if we have so many touches in the box, right? We are one of the team. We are in the Premier League. We are like second now or first in terms of touches in the box, total touches in the box. That means that all we needed was a poacher who, when the ball is in the box, would like do the tap-ins, do the poacher's goals, do the fox in the box role, the traditional striker. That's what we needed. That's what he gives us. And you know what? I don't even care that he scored. Just look at his press. Like it was, the number of times just by sheer pressing, we got the ball back from United in the final third. It was amazing. And he leads from the front. He's the start of that press. So, like, the reason we upset United so much was that we constantly pressed them and intercepted them and, like, got the ball, recovered the ball, recycled the ball in the final third, in their, like, first third. What do you call it? So, that's the benefit of Solanke. He's like a big, tall, physical presence that's going at you. It looks scary when the whole Spurs team as a unit is pressing together at you, and the head of that unit is this giant burly man. It can be scary. So I can understand why United were so like anxious and like off their game about like passing out from the back, etc. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna read out all the people's comments about Solanke. Tekken saying Solanke could have had a hat trick, but he will get one in the future. Yeah, there were one or two others, at least 2 goals he could have gotten. But then that could be said about almost everyone. In a hype saying the subs were good today. Yeah, that is true. The in-game management, we will talk about that. Rimanshu saying it wasn't a tap in. He made that run in full throttle to beat other defenders. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that like he ran into the space and he like it's also a positioning thing, right? You have to be there. Tekken saying replying to Inahype saying especially Spence and Dragu for cracking Mount's head. Dragu's first action of the game. Yeah, that was hilarious. I was just like, did we break Mason Mount? And then Tekken saying striker anticipation from Solanke. Yeah, absolutely. Just striker anticipation, positional awareness, and then Tekken saying big burly forward. Yeah, absolutely. Are we better without Sunny? Definitely not. Definitely not. I will. You only have to look at Timo Werner to know that we are not better without Sunny. And then Niall saying, "Can you guys see Spurs challenging for top 4?" We will answer this. And then Michael saying, "Ange is a great manager. He did amazing things at Celtic. I hope the fans let him do his thing. I must admit, Solanke is doing well. I am surprised, of course. He's an ex-Chelsea youngster."
But I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, there was this one point of time in the Chelsea academy when they were just like amongst the Chelsea young that they were all
Yes.
like loaned out and stuff, and they were
Yes.
amazing talents. Like there were like 4 or 5 really good ones. So I'm not surprised. Um, Niall is asking, can you see Spurs challenging for top four? What do you think, Chang? Are we getting ahead of ourselves?
I tell you what, we will definitely be challenging to get back, or rather, we will be challenging to stay in Europe come next season. Top four, I think, is going to be very close. I mean, it's still very early days, and if you look at the current top four, after this match week 6 is done and dusted, I think very few people would have guessed that Liverpool and Aston Villa will make up the top four. And if only Villa had held on to their lead away at Ipswich, I think they would be level on points with Liverpool, which just tells me that it is going to be a very close and tight affair this season. Manchester City aren't always guaranteed to win. Their 1-1 draw away at Newcastle City is really proof of this, as was their 2-2 draw against the 10 men of Arsenal last season. So, in order for Spurs to actually even be in the contention, to be in the conversation, to be considered a top four club come end of the season, Spurs need to keep up this level of intensity and be able to produce the kind of performances that we have been producing now from our 4 consecutive wins in all matches or in all competitions. I still expect us to stumble every now and then because no team is perfect. We've already lost 2 from our opening 6, but I hope the next defeat, if it ever does come for us this season, is a long way from now, and it's not something that I hope is going to put the brakes on our top 4 challenge. If you'd ask me right here, right now, yes. Now that we are 5 points off the top, despite having lost 2 matches and drawn 1, we are still in contention for top 4. Although I do realize, given Spurs' history, given the way we do business in the January transfer window, and how we just somehow rather lose steam towards the latter stages of the season, I still think that my practical target would be top 5 or even top 6. Top 4, I think, would be a big bonus. And in order to actually finish top 4, I think we need serious reinforcements that are not kids come January. That is how I think we will get top 4. But yeah, I think the best is yet to come from our very young squad. I think we'll see a lot more goals from Solanke. We'll see James Maddison be able to create and assist a whole lot more. And I mean, right now, the focus is entirely on both Brennan Johnson and Kulusevski. If we can get even half of what we've been getting from both of them in the last 3 or 4 matches, yes, we are already top 4 contenders if we can guarantee,
Yeah, that's the spirit. Chang has said yes. I'm going to take that long answer and condense it to yes. We are in we are in the top 4 race. Tekken saying Solanke won Champions League with Chelsea. Was on the squad. He didn't obviously he didn't play. And in hype saying Solanke is maybe a calming influence on the nervy wingers. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. And the boss is in the house reminding us to please like the stream and make comments and subscribe to the channel. Ash and Chang are fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Tekken saying, agreeing with Inner Hype, he's saying, I agree, he's less erratic as Richie, and also they might look up to him as a captain of sorts. Tried to fight with Martinez after his dirty tackle on. See, this is what I mean. Whole game they were targeting Madison, okay? And Son, don't do that type of thing. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Solanke is not afraid of confrontation. And then Michael saying Solanke signing to Spurs has surprised me, especially with Ivan Toney around at the time. You know what I think that is? I was going to read out the other comments, but what I think it is that Ange signs players based on character. I feel
Mhm.
like he felt like Tony wasn't the right character profile, the right because this is in the Spurs that that press junket thing. Langer was saying the same thing. He was saying that we look at family, we look at like a lot of different things to make sure that we're getting the right profile in terms of character. And I think that's a really big difference between United and us. Why did United sign Anthony? If they'd looked at the character of the person, they wouldn't have had someone like Anthony in their team. So yeah, I totally feel like that's the case. David saying can't sleep, woohoo! Yeah, absolutely, David, woohoo! And then uh, Jose and David are talking to each other. And Tekken saying, yeah, that adrenaline rush. Honestly, there was a part of me who was like, oh, is the show too late? Oh my god, but will I be sleepy after the game? No sleep. No sleep. I was so happy. I was jumping out of my bed. Like I swear, when I saw Timo Werner, like I quit smoking many years ago, but when I saw Timo Werner's name on the sheet, I was just like, I'm going to smoke. I need to smoke a cigarette, but I didn't. And we won. And I'm happy and I'm bouncing off the walls. So I'm very, 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 very happy right now. And then Fiona saying very good performance today. And then Rimanshu saying most fun part was around 75th minute when we stopped taking them seriously and boys were just having fun. Yeah, it's true. When we hit 3-0, and just like, oh, Mikey, you go on. And then, like, Lucas, you go on. And it was just like a practice match after that. Like we went from, like, I swear, after the second goal only, we went into gear like 3, not even 4. Uh, David saying Ange out by Xmas Hotspur. Come on, none of that. All Spurs fans are happy. We're all happy that Ange is doing well. I hope at least. Aiden saying strength is in the positive sum of the group. Um, and then David saying hi to Jose. And then Lily White Lane is here saying big up Ash and Chang.
Robbie.
Bang on. Brennan proving me wrong and couldn't be more happy. VDV is not human. I sometimes I think VDV is designed in a lab. Like I have this secret, like somebody has just like been like perfect defender. Let us design this, and they've like speed, height, stamina, like everything put together, all our powers combined. I am VDV. It's kind of like Captain
And
Planet. Did you
I
watch
agree.
Captain Planet?
And what I said earlier about VDV, I don't think we've even seen anywhere near what he's actually capable of. And the best is still yet to come from him. And I really hope he can keep up this level of intensity. Although, because of the number of games we have for the remainder of this season, I think now it is down to Big Ange and also our physios and our coaching staff to take really good care of Van der Ven, because the moment he goes missing from the squad, we saw for ourselves what happened, against Newcastle United when Dragushin was playing in his stead, and also again when Dragushin was playing in Van der Ven's stead against Karabakh. So I feel that we have, as much as I want to have Van der Ven in every single one of our competitive matches for the remainder of the season, I would still feel that we need to be very careful with how often we make use of Van der Ven.
Yeah, I agree. The injuries are a problem. And Rimanshu was asking if I smoke in the forest. No, the forest I'm in, Rimanshu, is in Madhya Pradesh, which is a very dry area. If I were to even light a matchstick and like leave it somewhere, the whole forest would catch fire. Like that's very, very dangerous. Do not smoke, people. Smoking is bad. Smoking kills. Tel Cockerel saying VDV is cheat code and was made in a lab. Insane. Ash's new take. I'm telling you, it was made in the lab. Somebody just came along and said we will design the perfect defender. And David saying my hammy's twang. Jose, when I see VTV sprinting, it's true. I was tired. I sometimes get tired just watching him. I'm just like, how are you not tired? Because you've just been running from one end of the pitch to the other end
Yep.
of the pitch. It's mad. I love that man. I love him so much. Like Jan Vertonghen is my favorite Spurs player, but like I swear, VDV is just, I love that boy. Lily White Lane saying, guy's been supplied with some compound V.
For context, to anyone on this chat or anyone watching this live now or even on playback, if you have no idea what compound V is that components in the boys. There's this series, or rather this comic series created by Garth Ennis, in which there are superheroes that are created with this compound V that is injected into them. So yeah, I mean it's fair to say that
BDB less messed up than the boys, but definitely made in a lab.
mm,
And then Niall saying, when's your next video on the WSL coming out? It is actually coming
mm,
out tomorrow. I did have a screen watching the Spurs game because unfortunately Daniel Levy cannot complain when both the games are held together. You are cutting your fans and viewership in half
yeah,
by having the women play at the
yeah.
same time as the men. That's ridiculous. That's a bad move for revenue. I do not understand why Spurs don't complain. It's very annoying. Whatever. I'm too happy to care about that right now. David saying VDV would be a perfect center half back in Aussie rules. I've actually never watched an Aussie rules like game. I don't even know the rules. So I have to watch one of those to get that. David also saying great to see Udogi getting back to 100%. Well, he did get subbed off.
Yeah, he
uh,
did. And I
I
think
wasn't really worried about that.
I honestly think that Udogi, as because I also did a combined 11 before the start of the match. Both me and Mr. Colin Sievers, we did a combined 11, and surprisingly, I think Udogi was only one or two players who didn't make it into that combined 11, just because I think Udogi hasn't really been performing to what we know is not his best right now. I'm sure Udogi himself knows that he can be a lot better. Maybe it's down to fitness, maybe it's down to him not really getting game time, or not really fully fit. But fingers crossed, fingers crossed that Udogi won't be sidelined for too long, despite him being able to finish that first half. But yeah, we can ill afford to have players dropping off from
Yeah,
our
it would
team
be
roster this early in the season.
Udogi, I think, would be a massive loss. Like Jet Spence
Mhm.
was okay, like when he came on, but I did think that we
Yeah,
missed the
for sure.
attacking presence of Udogi when he left.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
VDB VDB
That's the
left
league.
Delict on his backside, and VDB was just doing the length of the pitch.
Yep.
That is so true. I was just, oh
Yep.
my God, it was so funny. And then David saying Spence was brilliant when he
Yep.
came on. Yeah, I agree with you. He was good. And then Tekken saying Aussie. And then David saying no offside. Oh, I did not know that. That is so interesting. Yeah, he would do well. I get it now. Rimanshu saying Poro and Udogi are not inverting. Do you guys also feel the same? I feel like that it's not that they were not inverting. I thought that they were, but they were just picking and choosing their moments. It's not like they were playing the whole match in like the midfield. Like sometimes where it's really crowded and we all like run into each other. Sometimes they do that where they play like most of the game in the midfield unless they're defending. I didn't think that they were doing that. I think they were just picking their moments more carefully.
Mm,
What did you think?
yep. Yeah, I mean, again, Poro and Udogi inverting. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the inversion to begin with, and if this is the way forward, whereby Big Ange just totally abandons inverting our wingbacks or our fullbacks, and we are actually now getting results without them inverting. This is such a breath of fresh air, especially for players like Madison. The moment you don't invert, the moment these fullbacks don't suddenly now take up the same position that Madison is already currently occupying in central attacking midfield. I think we are now. I mean, for me, Big Ange is finally learning, to me anyway, that the inverted wingbacks isn't working. Not with Udogi and Poro, who might do better going forward than defending, but in the long term, in the long run, we are going to concede a lot more than actually create and score with them inverted. And if it means completely abandoning this inverted wingback system, then I'm all for
But
it because.
I don't think
Mhm,
he's abandoned it because
mhm,
so I remember there was this very one clear moment in the
mhm,
game in the first
mhm.
half when Udogi was almost in the center of the
Okay,
halfway line, and
all
he
right.
passed the ball to Werner, who was
Mm-hmm,
almost hugging the touch, like near towards the final third, and he was much
mm-hmm,
much wider than Udogi, and I thought that was the Brennan was inside. He was playing the inside forward thing as usual, and Poro was on the outside. But on this side, Udogi was inverted, and Werner was stretching the pitch on that side. So I just think that they're timing their inversions better. I think that that's also a tactical thing, right? To know
It could
which
be.
triangle to
It could
follow.
very well be. I mean, yeah, I mean, as they go along, as our wingbacks and our players really start to get to grips, really start to, employ Big Ange's Ange ball philosophy with every single game that they play, I think they would finally now reap the benefits of just having stuck to his rather stubborn and some would even call it very rigid, not very flexible system, especially when it comes to making tweaks and changes as the match progresses. But yeah, I mean, again, don't forget that we are only playing United, and this is absolutely no disrespect to them. They have won multiple trophies and championships before us, but if this is the way forward, and if the players are now learning how to adapt, and not only learning how to adapt, they then now know when to and when not to invert, when to and when not to press so high up to the point where it's almost suicidal when you play against a team that can easily break our back line and go through straight on goal. I think now that finally, after so many attempts, Big Ange has finally got it into the players to not only employ his tactics, but to use their own footballing brains to do what needs to be done when the time is right.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Tekken saying Aussie rules is a man's game. I think Sissoko Romero Solanke could play that game. Yeah, you know what surprises me is that there are so many like physical players like that, right? Like there's so many like players that you can now point to in the Spurs team who are like men. Like I don't, as a woman, I feel weird saying that, but like just physical presence and like it's an attacking game, but it's not like the tiki taka cutesy game with like really like wiry people like Foyt and that lot. It's proper like men barreling forward. It's just amazing. I love it. So we have a special guest. It is the boss man. He is here. Look at who it is. It's Jose.
Hello, Ash. Hello, Chang. Um, Ash, you looked like you were frowning earlier when I was watching. I couldn't hear what you were
No,
saying, but
I
you looked
wasn't
like you were
frowning. I
frowning.
was listening to Chang. I was
And
absorbing.
Chang looked serious, so I'm thinking to myself, Ash and Chang must be feeling like I'm feeling, depressed and absolutely gutted that we went and beat Man United in a full stadium. Because I'm gutted about that. I'm gutted. I'm gutted that we kept. I'm gutted that we kept a clean sheet. I'm gutted that bloody Johnson scored against the top six team. I'm gutted that he's got 4 in 4.
4.
I'm gutted. I'm gutted Solanke's got 3 in 3. I'm gutted that Bentancur ruled the whole midfield. I'm gutted that Kulu is absolutely brilliant as an 8 and Madison's brilliant as an 8. I'm gutted that we've got Mickey van der Ven, who's a cheat code, who's built in the lab. There's nothing to be happy about. All I've got to say is Ange out. Back to you, Ash.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like so gutted and out. Everyone's mad. He'll be gone by Christmas. It's all happening. David's saying on 100%. And he's also saying, dare I say it, players are using their initiative at last. Yeah, I agree with this. We will come back to this. And then everyone's talking to David. Dave's also saying Solanke has added so much structure to the team. Yeah, we talked about this earlier, David, about how amazing Solanke is. And then Dragu would be class at Aussie rules. Hey, he broke Mason Mount. The poor chap just came back from injury, and poor Dragu brought him down again. It was really sad but funny at the same time. Um, Dave is also saying, oh, he's talking to Tekken. Aussies play hybrid internationals against Ireland, going 175 years. I played for 50. Oh, I didn't know that about you. 15 years in the bush, and then everyone's talking to David. There, a lot of Irishmen have been playing that game, and then Destiny's asking if you follow him, Jose.
No, he's followed me from the other channel to here.
Oh. And then David saying, wait, Jim Steins, Tarek Kennelly. I have no clue who these people are. I have to be honest, not seen the test games for ages. Everyone's talking to each other. Tekken saying, yup, was gonna. Okay. Say Tad from County Kerry and then normally played in the off season. Yeah, so everyone's talking about Aussie rules. I'm guessing it's Aussie rules or rugby. I'm not sure. Rugby is brutal as well as well. Yeah. The players from my everyone's just talking about other sports now.
Right, Ash,
So
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go
Because
for
I've
it.
not heard. I mean, I met Chang earlier on the Two Sides of a Pitch podcast because I jumped on there. So I know what he thought. What are your thoughts of today? Did you obviously watch the game?
Yeah, so
Can I just ask what your thoughts are?
I will tell you, I am absolutely ecstatic. And the reason I'm ecstatic is that when I saw the team sheet, it's also an excitement that comes from being on a really low to begin with. Because I saw the team sheet, I saw Timo Werner on it. I texted my brother, I said, we're going to lose this game. We're playing with 10 men. And then, we scored really early. It was this amazing goal. And no other center back in the league could have produced that goal. It was just absolutely fantastic. And since then we were in like gear 4 and it was just out like up towards gear 5, and it just and there was a little bit of worry inside me because we were making all these chances, etc., but I wasn't sure we would get the second goal. But then the red card happened and then I was just like, okay, this is in the bag, this is happening, because it didn't look like they had any plan, they didn't have any tactical strategy, they were not sitting in, they were not coming out. But as bad as United were, we made them like that. Our press made them like that. It was our forcing them in our final third, intercepting the balls, not letting them play out from the back. So I was just so excited to watch that. And you know what excited me even more is that by the 65th minute, we turned it down a notch. We were just like, okay, this game is won. We can just chill now. And we could not have done that at Old Trafford ever. I don't remember a game, even the Jose 6-1, it was all the Lamella dark arts and stuff that produced that. The thing that produced that in this game was football, and so that also was amazing to me. Like the idea that we just outplayed them off the park to the point where we were bringing on the youngsters at like 75th minute, and Bergwall was getting time, and Mikey Moore was getting time, and all these people were getting time. Like that's mad to me that we're playing at Old Trafford and we're bringing on the youngsters because we won the game. That's just insane. It's insanity. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Fantastic. As I said, I'd heard what others had said. I hadn't heard what you said. I don't know whether you've covered it, but what did you think, guys, of when Destiny was substituted at half time and young Jed Spence came on? How do you think Jed Spence fared? Because I've not heard no one talk about Jed Spence today. Everyone's talked about everyone else, but no one said anything about Jed. People talked about Mikey Moore coming on and stuff like that, but Jed actually came on at half time. What did you guys think of Jed's performance when he came on?
Chang, do you want to go first?
Okay, yeah. I might only have about just under 5 minutes left of show time before I have to start my tour draft. So I'm going to just quick say my piece on Jed
That's why I
Spence.
jumped on to help Ash out.
Thank you so very much. So yeah,
No,
about
you.
Jed Spence, I think he did okay on the left, although I still feel that he's not playing to his best because he's much preferred over on the right. And you could see that when I think it was Casemiro. Casemiro was played through. He managed to latch onto a through ball, and that he was able to beat Spence and release a shot that just flew across the goal mouth past Vicario's far post. And yeah, Jed Spence completely lost Casemiro there, and you could see almost immediately the moment the ball flashed past the goal mouth, Vicario was on his feet and he was shouting. He was absolutely in Jed Spence's face. So although Spence can still put in a shift at left back, which I think might come to pass if Destiny Udogie isn't ready to play again in midweek. In the next game, I think that we might have to see Region. We might have to see Sergio Region come in place of him in the league quite soon if Destiny Udogi isn't able to recover. But in terms of Jet Spence, I mean, I have to be very honest here. I don't think we might even have gotten today's win had Jet Spence not scored that late equalizer against Coventry City. That I think was the catalyst for everything that we are seeing today. And I was also hoping that Jet Spence could get on the act, whether he's going to be contributing or assisting once he came on in the second half. But yeah, I think for Jet Spence, I think there's still a lot more to come from him. For me, honestly, I feel that he's a brand new signing. He's almost like a brand new signing to me because you look at the way how he was frozen by Conte and also last season when he was sent out by loan by Big Ange. Now that he's come back into the reckoning and he's really contributing whenever he's called upon, I hope to see more of the same from him. And given the time and also the opportunity, I think he can actually come good for us and be a very valuable squad for us for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. On that note, Chang, we will let you go. We know you have to go to work. Happy going to work.
Chang, thank you
Okay.
for everything, mate.
Yeah.
Think absolutely nothing of it. This was as best a wedding anniversary I could have ever hoped to spend online with each
Oh
and
my
every
God, it was
single
your
one of you
wedding
people.
Yeah,
anniversary?
Yeah,
12
it
years
was
ago
my
today.
12th.
That.
12 years ago, we played Manchester United on his wedding day. 12 years ago today. He's told the story already. Have you not heard the story, Ash?
I believe she wasn't on. Maybe she wasn't on the Spurs Die Hard podcast.
Say it in 2 minutes. Just give us 2 minutes. Tell Ash
Okay,
what happened
sure.
12 years ago.
Yeah, so 12 years ago, exactly to this very day in 2012, it was my wedding day, and I was actually more excited when the wedding was over at about 10:30 p.m. I was actually looking at the lineups for the Spurs versus United game away at Old Trafford, and I saw Gareth Bale, I saw Clint Dempsey, I saw Jermaine Defoe, Aaron Lennon, Jan Vertonghen, Brad Friedel, Sandro, and Gylfi Sigurdsson, and I was so hyped up for the game. I did dread the game because we have not won at United since 1989, and my goodness, I must tell you that I have never rushed back so fast after an important event, much less my own wedding, to catch the kickoff. And I was rewarded. So soon when Jan Vertonghen he found himself in pretty much the same position, the same acres of space that Mickey Van der Ven had earlier this evening. And although it was an own goal by Johnny Evans, but that was the start of something really, really special. And to then see now 12 years later when we also kick off at the exact same kickoff time as we did 12 years ago, it was really special. And I mean, I could not have hoped to have spent this day in the better company of everyone that I've done shows with today. It could be Colin doing the watch along. It could be Jose, who was on 3 separate streams and 3 separate channels all the way
He's a
through.
busy man.
I've never done three consecutive shows with the same person in all 3 shows, and Jose was there every single way. And I have to thank you very, very much, Senor Garcia, from the bottom of my heart. Since the time when you chatted me up after I did that one and only members call-in show with Jacob on United Spurs of America, I have not looked back. The past 9 months or so since Christmas of last year have been the absolute time of my life here on YouTube. I look forward to many, many more seasons and many, many more years to come. I have to sign off here. Unfortunately, I have to get going. But before I say that, finally, I would like to say a very rousing "Come on, you Spurs!" Have a fantastic end to your Sunday, everybody, and I'll look forward to seeing you, to each and every single one of you soon. Okay, so with that, it's bye bye. A good night, a good morning, or even a good afternoon to you, whoever you may be. And Chang over and out from Southeast Asia. Come on, you Spurs.
Thanks, Chang. Chang's been blessed. We're blessed 12 years of blessings of wedded bliss, and he now has a young family, and also 12 years of having Tottenham and longer in his heart as well. Well done, Chang.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
apologize to Mrs. Chang for Tottenham Hotspur stealing your husband. But and then he gets chatted up on Spurs channels. So Mrs. Chang, I apologize, but we will let you go now.
All right,
Okay.
thanks, Chang. Take care.
Bye,
mate.
everybody. See you all soon. Okay.
See you
So
later,
long.
mate. Bye.
Yeah, I've got to get through some of these comments.
This one's
Um,
first. No, the one that you got to plug your channel first. There it is.
I did. I plugged it.
Plug it
So
again.
tomorrow we'll be doing an episode of the WSL Roundup. It's a women's football channel. My friend Kai and I do it. She's a Chelsea fan. It's amazing. Everyone watch women's football, especially when you're depressed with the men's team. It really helps. So all about the WSL. I really appreciate if you all would subscribe because it's hard to get subscribers for women's football.
You've done well. I've just checked. You're on 112, so you've done well. You've jumped up.
Yeah. I've been trying. And
Good.
then Rimanshu saying Benton Core is officially back. Yeah, we will get to this. I want to talk about this. And then David saying, I've been stalking Jose, to be fair. He has an aura of positivity around him. Yeah, we should just decorate him with a halo. He's just, Jose is the best. He's my favorite Spurs fan, honestly, apart from Ellie. David saying, Benton Core was so strong, as was Madison. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not talking about rugby. David saying, I love Solanke's goal. I loved it too. I love the fact that I love these tap in goals, easier goals where you have to be positionally aware. These are the type of goals I love. Destiny is saying Kulu is a leader, a warrior. What a player. Yeah, Kulu, we have to talk about Kulu as well. I dislocated mine. Oh, wait, this is all not football. Tekken saying Spence was class. Yeah, absolutely. Spence was class. I thought he did decently when he came on. And then Tekken saying, I think he's saying loved it. Yeah, David, I hope your shoulder is better. Tekken saying I think he's still trying to say I loved it. And then David saying mention him, Jose.
I think Jed Spence he's talking about.
Okay. Is David asking for the link?
I don't know. Or is he? I don't know. Is he asking for the link, or is he saying that the link that I put up first one was wrong for you because it didn't have the @ sign, so I had to redo it again?
Oh, okay. And then Tekken saying was jumping up in the air when I saw him coming on. Spence? And then Daniel's here, our chef from Bolivia, saying big up La Familia, one love. Come on, you Spurs. And then Tekken's here saying Spence out muscled Martinez in the end down the corner. Yeah, I was going to talk about that too. Chang was here out sticking up the place by cursing Spence. But I was thinking about this too. He was in the corner with Martinez. He outmuscled him. Then he sort of lobbed the ball up and got rid of it, but passed it to a Spurs player. It was a decent, I thought he did a decent job. Yeah, please sub to me. Link down below. David's here saying good day to people, and then David's saying Spence was brilliant. Chang, yeah, Chang. And then Tekken saying Regulon can be on bench in League and League Cup, but not in Europa League. Avamos, Sergio. Yeah, please get on with it. Go. And then Tekken saying, I have no clue what Tekken is saying. I think he's saying, well done, Chang.
Well done, Chang. Yeah.
David saying, I don't want Reggie anywhere near the team. Yeah, absolutely. No Reggie anywhere near the team. People saying hi. David saying hi to Ty. And then happy anniversary to Chang. Tekken saying, oh, he's got bags of passion though. Who are we talking about? Reggie. And then in a hype saying, congratulations, Chang. None of them are here. Hey guys, don't forget, Alex Derguson will be on Two Sides of the Pitch podcast tomorrow at 4 p.m. UK time. Yes, everyone, please tune in. It will be amazing. It will be great. This is the link. Make sure you make it. And then congrats, Chang. Big up Chang. Everyone talk about Chang's anniversary, who we stole from Mrs. Chang. And Tekken saying I celebrated my 12th anniversary this month too. If somebody as a Spurs fan, I would not schedule my wedding on the match day, but if the person I was marrying would leave, I would understand. Like, as a football fan, you have to understand. Like, I left my brother's wedding early for a game as well, so I totally
I don't
understand.
think Mrs. Chang follows football though.
Yeah, then she would not understand. Like, I don't think any of my friends who don't watch football would be happy if their husband left. But it is a lovely story. They've been together for a while. Good to see you have priorities sorted. Yeah, absolutely. Chang got their priorities straight. Um, and then David saying, "We love chatting you up, Chang." And then Michael saying, "Big up the panel, everyone in the chat." And then Rimanshu just says, "I." Good for you, Rimanshu. You exist. You think, therefore you are. um, and then Michael saying, "I fully." Oh, thank you, Michael, for the subscription. Oh, you do follow women's football. Maybe I will check it out. I will check it out. Definitely check it out. Dave Williams is saying evening. Just hit the like 19 on my way in, watching the stream from the start, momentum building up. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely. And then Niall back saying, "What happened to Chang? I missed it." Can't you see Chang? He's right here. He looks absolutely the same, doesn't he?
Josefina 1 week and Chang the next week.
Yeah, he's shapeshifter. Be gone thou. Anyway, back to the performance. Kulu. We haven't talked about Kulu. What did you think about Kulu?
Kulu has been the glue for the team for the whole of this season so far. Kulu has been the best player for Tottenham throughout the whole of this season in all the league games. I felt that Kulu last year, although he played out on the right-hand side, with all the travesties and everything that happened last year, all the way from the start of the season till Christmas, I had Kulu as my man of the season up until Christmas because I felt that Kulu was the glue last year. He would take the buffetings, he'd take the beatings, he'd hold off players when we were down to 10 men, and Kulu was the one that was the battering ram for us last season. He's changed. Kulu's now no longer on the right. Kulu's now playing as an 8, an 8 hybrid 10. And I said it earlier on today, but you're talking about Kulu, so I won't talk about the partnership. But Kulu has been impressive. Kulu changed the game against Coventry when he came on as a sub. He's played really well. He's been like the best player in all the league games for me. If you accumulate all the 5 games, 6 games in total, he's been the best player for me that Tottenham have had this season. He's a model of consistency. He bleeds Tottenham. It's as simple as Kulu bleeds Tottenham. And I think people had reservations and doubts about him when he played out on the right. But I don't think people have any reservations or doubts about him at all playing down the middle. And to be fair to him, he played as a 10 for Juve, right, down the middle. He's never a wide player for Juve. He's a 10. And he's now playing in the position that he favours. Finally, we've got there with him. By hook or by crook, we finally got there. And whether we've got there now or not, you can see the benefits of having him playing in that position.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, Kulu at this point is one of my favorite Spurs players. I have so many favorites now in this team. But like Kulu, I swear the work rate, Kulu's work rate is just mad. And like I know we were not going to talk about the partnership, but I will say this: like when it was just Madison in the midfield, he would be creative, but he wouldn't provide the sort of like running and the work rate and the physicality that Kulu provides. When it was just Kulu, he wouldn't provide the creativity that Madison provides. But when they're both together, my God, it's magic. And today, Bentancur, Madison, and Kulu together, my God, like it was spot on. Like 3 midfielders. United didn't even have one midfielder who could be good on the ball. We had 3 of them. That's mad. It's mad that we have 3 really good midfielders on the ball. Like, just I can't remember a time in Spurs when there were 3 of them together, like as a unit, were all good on the ball. It's just it's really amazing.
So with Bentancur, Bentancur played today. Bentancur played against Brentford, started in the 6 in both games. And Bentancur against Brentford did exactly what he did today. He got the ball, he swept up everything. But when he got the ball or when he won the ball, he just passed it straight away. So straight
Yeah.
away, other players were breaking between the lines, and in transition, we were in transition straight away because he won the ball, released it straight away, and he looked so effective. And that's not the position that he plays for Uruguay or the position he played for Tottenham. But because he's such an intelligent footballer, and I've always said this and I maintain this, and still to today, if all our players are fit in the midfield and at the top of their peak of their game, and I'm including Kulu, I'm including Madison, any midfielder we've got, the best midfielder at the club at the top of their game at Tottenham is Rodrigo Bentancur for me, and it always has been. And the thing is,
Yeah.
he's come. It's unfortunate that he's coming back. He's building momentum, and he will get sanctioned for what happened in the summer. So we'll end up losing him. And it's now going to be: do we find a six? Is it going to be? Will it be Basuma that replaces him? And if it is, Basuma's going to have to step up. Whoever replaces
Yeah.
Bentancur is going to have to step up because the triangulate that we've now formed, with including Madders and Kulu, is absolutely impressive. Who would have thought that Madison playing in an 8 role is shining as so much as he is? And I said on an earlier show that for me, Madison was dropped from the England squad. That hurt him. He wasn't picked for the
Yeah.
first squad. I think Madison can get back into the England squad, not as a 10 where he was before, but Madison on the form at the moment gets back into the England squad as an 8. That's the praise that I'm going to give Madison.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, honestly speaking, now that Gareth Southgate's out of the English squad, I have a feeling Madison will make it because he was just being played in the wrong position. And for the position he was being played in as a left winger, he wasn't good anyway. Like, that's not his position to begin with. So, yeah, whatever. England football, I just don't understand how you all do these things. Niall saying, you three are all legends in the whole community in the chat. The mods and viewers are all legends. Yeah, you are all legends. Um, and then Carl Simpson saying, "How am I supposed to sleep? I'm so hyped." Oh my god, I'm so hyped as well, Carl. I'm just super happy that Spurs have decimated United today. Totally smashed United. Chris Peters is here saying evening. And then Carl Simpson saying Bentancur, Madison, Decky, untouchable when on it. Yeah, absolutely untouchable. The three really stepped it up today. Really stepped up today. Rimanchu saying, I think Ant changed his mind and didn't get an all-action midfielder because he had special plans for Kulu. Yeah, I agree with this. And then Tekken saying they really targeted Madison. My God, I was so annoyed by that. That's why. So I went on a rant earlier, Jose. I don't think you were here for it.
No, I
But
wasn't. No, go on.
people have joined me. I will repeat my rant because it
Go on.
bears repeating. So basically, everyone's like, "Oh, it was a soft red. Was it a red? He slipped." All of that nonsense. I don't give a s. You know, like, I just do not care because they were targeting Madison the whole game and they were trying to pin him down. The ball was so far away by the time Bruno Fernandes tackled him, like, had contact with him, that I don't even care that it was a yellow or a red or a, whatever, orange. Like, I honestly, they deserved to have a man down. I don't care who that man would have been, but because they were targeting Madison so cynically, instead of playing football, they were just targeting their man. They deserve to be a man down. And I do not like Bruno Fernandes. And I am glad that he got his first red card against Spurs because he deserved that red. And I do not care what the actual challenge was because it's about the strategy. Their strategy was attack Madison. Their strategy was not to play football. I'm sorry. That's inexcusable, especially at home. You're at home in Old Trafford and you can't find the guts to play football. That's ridiculous.
Obviously, I'm not in India, and this time last year you did a great show on White Chat Lane on this channel, and you brought in One Man You. Is it One Man? One Man You?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What's his Twitter been like? Because obviously he must have put something on Twitter about the defeat today, surely. But yeah, the Manchester United fans are up in arms. I think I've come off. I was watching the game earlier, and I got it recorded anyway. But I came off soon as the final whistle went, so I haven't seen any of the interviews, the post-match interviews. I've not seen any of them, but I'd be interested to see what Ten Hag's got to say and what people have got to say about Ten Hag. Because yesterday on a stream, I think it was yesterday, people were saying, or today it was on. Sorry, I was on the Irish Hotspur this morning, and people were saying that I was asked a question that if Man United get beaten today, right, by a good score, does Ten Hag go? And I turned around and I said, no, I don't think Ten Hag goes if they lose today, because I think Manchester United, they fired their gun in the summer when they said that they were going to keep Ten Hag. And for me, Man United have to go on a really bad losing run, and then if so, then it might be by Christmas, so it gives the new manager the winter transfer window. I don't know. What do you think is going to happen to Ten Hag now? I know he's
I
not
think he's
Tottenham.
going to go. Like, I don't know if he's going to go after this game particularly, but because they have Porto and then they have Villa. None of these games are going to be easy. So I have a feeling that this is the start of a losing streak, that they're just going to just like plummet now. I mean, not that they were doing amazingly, but I feel like this is the start of like something terrible for United. Because I mean, I'm watching people online threaten, like, you should not do this, but I'm watching like influencers threaten the safety of the United players, and Ten Hag saying they're going to punch out Ten Hag and these type of things. And these are people with reputed channels. So I do not encourage, but like the kind of vitriol I'm seeing from fans, I have a feeling that this is going to be a really hard time for United. So I see him leaving.
Okay, fair enough. I think Niall supports Man United.
Yeah, Nayak supports Man United.
Yeah, and it's like when you catch up with the chat, you'll see some of the comments that he's put down further down. Sorry.
Chris is saying Kulu is so strong today. He keeps the ball so well and wiggles out of any situation. Absolutely. I love the boy. I was worried that two number 10s don't basically give us defensive balance, but it's working fine. You know why it's working fine? It's because teams are sitting back because they're scared of us. Brentford sat back a little bit. United sat back a little bit. They think that the way to kill Spurs off is to counter. But if you don't let them counter, then it's all yours.
But I think,
Yeah,
but also as well. Sorry, I can also say though that Kulu and Madison are putting in defensive shifts as well.
yeah,
So
especially
they're also putting defensive shifts in, both of them. So I'm going to give them the praises, the flowers that they deserve. They are putting in defensive shifts as well as attacking shifts.
Yeah, I agree with you. So is Benton Kerr. So Rivanshu is saying Kulu is our Bernardo Silva and Brennan is our Messi. And okay, that's a little much, but I will take it. Hype is saying Benton Kerr and Kulusevski are both making good forward passes on the half turn. Yeah, my God, the number of times just on the half turn. No, like they are press resistant. Benton Kerr, especially, is press resistant. The boy can play football. It doesn't matter how much you press him. He will, do a half turn, pass it forward. He's done his role. It's amazing to watch. Tekken saying, and first time passes too. Yeah, one touch football. It's amazing. Michael saying Chelsea women certainly went up here against Palace women in the second half. Yeah, Palace women don't have any fitness. They can't play beyond 35 minutes, I think. Tekken saying Ogarte should have given two yellows. Yeah, the second time he got the foul, I think the ref was just like, oh, I can't give another yellow because it will be a red then. I feel like they just went like he just took sympathy with United. Rimanshu saying Bruno is a man child. Yeah, I agree with that. And then AJ saying big up Ash, big up Jose. Like, and you know why I think he's a man child, Jose?
Go on.
Is that in the post match interview, instead of saying, I'm sorry, that was a red, whatever, he came out in the post match interview saying, I wanted to talk because I want to take responsibility. And the very second thing he said was, it was a yellow, it wasn't a red. How
Who
is
said
that
that?
taking Bruno Fernandes? He came out in the post match, post game.
Oh, I've not seen anything. I've not seen anything.
Yeah, he came out and he's like, oh, it was a yellow. That's not taking responsibility. It doesn't matter what the card color was. You lost 3-0 in Old Trafford. Tekken saying they're still on their way home to London, the Manu London fans. Rimanshu saying, I think Ten Hag needs time and stay with United for the next 7 seasons. Yeah, long may it continue, Rimanshu. And then Niall saying some Man United are turning on the manager and want Ten Hag out. Yeah, I can't see us beating Porto or Villa if he fails to win those two games. He's under huge pressure. Yeah, I agree with that. Michael's saying, Man United fans need to see the bigger picture. It's beyond the manager. They do have so many problems. Romero passing was poor today. What is up with him lately is what Chris is saying. David saying, good day, AJ. And then David saying, just got off the phone with Ellie. She sends her regards. Love Ellie. Love to Ellie. And then Daniel saying, big up. Hi, Daniel. So, yeah. So, you were saying, Jose?
No, you said big up Daniel, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so basically that's what I think. Like, it's if he's not going to take responsibility for the fact that they lost, and he's going to come out in a post-match interview and say, oh, it was a yellow or whatever, that's then the fans are obviously going to be angry with you. Like, just think for 2 seconds before you speak, right? You are the captain of Manchester United. If Sonny went out there and said, oh, it wasn't really a yellow, it wasn't really a penalty, or whatever the hell happened in that game, I would be so pissed, because I would be like, no, you say we played badly and we lost that game, and we are sorry to the fans that support us. That's what your captain's supposed to do. So yeah, I really don't like Bruno Fernandes. It's very clear.
Can I say that with the Fernandes thing, and I said this I was on Spurs Diehards, and I said that same thing there. Fernandes has gone and is falling. If he's falling, he doesn't make a tackle at all, and he gets nowhere near the ball and nowhere near the player. But in his motion of falling, he then put his leg out. So it was an extra motion that he did. And by
Yeah.
doing that, he scraped. It wasn't a hard, strong challenge, but he scraped the shin coming down. And the actual final connection was on Maddison's foot.
Yeah.
If he hadn't made the extra motion and he had tackled Maddison on the foot, he may have received a yellow, but no more than that. But it was the extra motion that meant that he meant to go for it. That's what got him the red card.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And like after that also, he continued like fighting about it. Like, and United did this a bunch of times. There were a bunch of yellows just for like protesting the decision to begin with. And I'm just like, this is boys versus men. Like the idea, like this is, like this is the difference between an inexperienced team and an experienced team. Like in Battle of the Bridge, for example, in we were slightly inexperienced back then, and we lost our heads a little bit, and then we got those string of yellow cards in that Chelsea game. This is like that. This is young boys not taking responsibility and not showing that they're leaders. On the other hand, Spurs were always sort of calm and composed, and I think that that has to do with leadership. And I think that every player takes onus for that, and that's great to see. Um, Colin's here saying evening, Jose and Ash, and then David saying 90 million players sitting on the bench in Anthony is a sign of their problems. Yeah, exactly. Destiny saying excuses, excuses. And then Lee saying the beautiful Ash and Mr. Chang looking a lot like Senor Garcia. Don't we see exactly like Chang? It's so obvious. And then Tekken's talking to Daniel saying they finally stood up today. I've been critical recently. Just hope they don't do what they did last year after we trashed Villa Fulham away game. Yeah, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's a long season. There's a lot of football left to be played. Um, and David saying he lashed out. Absolutely. Daniel saying we were battering them 11v11 anyway. Um, then everyone's talking to each other. And then how I'm saying the slide tackle starts knee height. Yeah, this is what I noticed as well. And then Jose is reminding everyone to like the stream. Ash has been a magnificent host. Thank you, thank you. And make a comment, share the stream, subscribe. It all helps. Absolutely, it really, really does help us. And then people are talking to each other, and David saying quads on. Woohoo! Yeah, absolutely. You guessed it. Quad is on. Watch the end of the stream. So I don't we all joke about this quad is on business, but honestly, Jose, like personally, I think that we should be out looking for a trophy. I would be very happy if we finished fifth like last year or sixth like last year and got a trophy, because I feel like we do need to shore up a little bit in the transfer market before we hit the Champions League. What do you think? Do you think that we should focus on the Europa or like a trophy cup run?
I think what we need to do is what we're doing at the moment, Ash, and that is focusing on getting our playing style correct, getting our tactics correct, and then improving the results and the going on a run, but winning your games. Last season, Ash, I felt that we were winning one game and then we were not doing. We're either losing or not doing much in the next four. Then we'll turn up again, and then it's a lull for another 4 games, and then we'll turn up again. And apart from the first 10 games, that's what it seemed to be. Stop-start season. We need to just play and get stronger game by game and start putting the runs together. At the moment, we've got 4 wins out of 4, and that's in 3 competitions. So we've won the Carabao Cup, we've won 2 league games, and we've won 1 in the Europa. Winning breeds confidence, and what we need to do is we need to start going on runs and start to get these turning the L's into W's, and that's what we need to continue to do. So if you do that, you won't be far from where you want to get to. As I said with the cups, the cup is the most important thing. We need to win silverware at Tottenham. There's no hiding from that. We need to win a trophy. And quite rightly, we will take any of the 4 trophies we're currently competing in. Any of them 4 we'll take. With the league, as everybody knows, the league's the hard one to win because that's based over 38 games. And that has a million different variables over a 9-month period. But then equally, the cups are equally as hard to win because the cups again are variables. It's, are your players fit at the time? Are they out injured, or has the manager got the right selections or made the right selection? Are people's mentalities right? Are they not right? Home draws, away draws. There's a lot of different variables, that come into play. Now, when we beat Coventry, if we're going to talk Carabao Cup now, when we beat Coventry, we were awful. Ash, I can't remember the last time Tottenham played that bad, and I've been supporting Tottenham for nearly 50 years, and I cannot
Yeah,
recall the last time we had played like that. But the record
yeah,
books are not going to say that Tottenham were awful and non-existent that night. What the record books will show is Carabao Cup, 3rd round, Tottenham 2, Coventry 1, or Coventry 1,
yeah,
Tottenham 2. They're just going to show you the result. And at the end of the day, we got the result. We're through to the next round. At that night, I said exactly what I'm saying now. We were awful. We've got through. I'm glad our name's in the hat for the 4th round. I don't care. I just want a home draw. I don't care even if we get Man City. These were my words. They're the words I said on the night, and we got Man City. At the end of the day, you've
words of
got to
a
play.
prophet, Jose.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you've got to beat whatever's in front of you in order to
Yeah,
go and win a trophy. Now, so be it. It's Manchester City next, and if it's Manchester City next, so be it. Let's go and beat Manchester City. We're at home, and if we beat Manchester City, and I want to beat Manchester City, I want the next draw to be at home as well. I want to get home ties all the way through. It's about time that we took trophies seriously, and and our players took it seriously. And I think that Coventry was a massive wake up call because it was we were lucky. We're through. We're lucky. We got through. And now that we're in the next round, we just need to chase that. And we just need to chase every game, get better at what we're doing, and start putting these runs together. And I feel now we're 4 games in on a 4-game winning streak. We now have to go to Hungary, to Ferencváros next, and it's equally important to get 3 points in that game as well, because you want to finish in the top 8, because you don't want to give yourself 2 extra games in the Europa. Because at the moment, hook or by crook, we have a thin squad. Our squad is not the biggest at the moment, and therefore we're not having. It's great to play in the cups and to be through to the next rounds and playing these cup games, but we don't want to
yeah.
add any more pressure by adding the further 2 games where we can qualify outright. So yeah, for me, we need a trophy, but it's about consistency and going on a run, whether that be in the league or in the cups, or a mixture of both. Let's just go on a run.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just go on a run. Everyone, run, Spurs, run. And then Colin's here saying, brilliant win for your boys today. Come on, Spurs. Absolutely. David saying, so Leicester not pushed over. Is that a dig at Arsenal? I sense, David. And Rimanshu saying, it's just me or reporters ask stupid questions to get a reaction out of Ange. Yeah, that's very annoying. Spurs diehards. I'm guessing that's Adrian. Good
Yeah, it is.
evening,
Yeah.
Ash, Jose et al. And then Tekken saying, I take 17th and win the Europa League. Give us entry to Champions League anyhow. Yeah, you and every other Spurs fan out there, I think. Daniel saying United are my main worry for the Europa League, but that ended today. Yeah, absolutely. Chris is saying, question, do you think Ange's tactics have clicked? There was a worry when United did have some momentum in the second half that was worrying. I will come to this. It's a good thing to talk about. Lots of good evening. Just a harmless potato here with saying good evening to all and tagging lots of people in that. And then Chris is here saying Spud. And then Adrian saying the quadruple is on. Yes, Adrian, quad is on. And then people are saying hi to harmless potato. And then Deccan saying that game will give our new squad a lot of confidence. Please, God. And then Kuva's here saying, big up Ash. Chang, what happened? You've let yourself go a bit. Yeah, he went from the fountain of eternal youth to what to Jose. Sorry, Jose. You're a dreamboat as well. And then Daniel saying it's Jose's fault. We got City. He talked it into existence. Now you have to hold that. If we lose, you have to hold that. And then David saying Spud. And then Potatoes saying, look what they've done to him. And then Tekken's talking to Destiny saying all that's needed now is Buffalo get a win against the Ravens tomorrow. I have no clue who Buffalo and Ravens are, but I'm guessing that they're American things or Australian things or whatever. Snow Patrol is a band. So yeah, the song Run. Yeah. And then Just Harmless Potatoes saying we are on a run. Yeah, absolutely. How dare we win in extra time? And then Just Harmless Potatoes saying I knew the Coventry game would be a turning point. Rimanshu is asking if Jaguson's banned for 3 games. No, it's just 1 game. And then Daniel saying so happy for Brennan. Yeah, absolutely. Totally jumping off my seat in happiness for Brennan. Everybody should shut off their socials. All the Spurs player, take away their phones, shut off all their socials. Everybody will be scoring 4 goals in 4 games. And then Adrian saying Kuva is lobbing banter, grenades into the mix. Yeah, you flip flopper, you. And then Phil P is saying, woo! Today
Right, Phil. I hope you're well, Phil.
And then Colin saying got to get it in. Great win for Leeds yesterday.
Yeah, 3-0. They won 3-0 as well at home, but they were at home, but they won 3-0. So yes, they've done well.
And then then Potatoes responding to Rimanshu, and then David saying gotta go. Hope you have a good day, night, whatever it is. This has been a great show. Woo! Lots of woos, and then one hooroo. I don't even know how to do the hooroo. And then Daniel saying he played like a man today, Brennan, who's lost his fear. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what when people say you shouldn't criticize your players, it's not because you shouldn't criticize them. You should obviously be critical of your players. They work for you, they work for the fans. But I also think that we have to temper our criticism, because when people hear negative things about themselves all the time, like if in any job, if I came out every day and told Jose you're doing a horrible job, nothing's going to happen, this channel never going to succeed, whatever, like it obviously I would play in his mind, right? Like nobody reacts well to negativity. Like you've worked professionally, Jose, I work professionally, we all know this, right? That a team responds to positive reinforcement and feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think?
Right. Yeah, it's right. The thing is, though, is that with the feedback, they probably get feedback all the time, Ash, to be in all honesty. The people that go over the top, so to speak, are the fans and, fans and social media. But I'm sure that the coaches, the manager, and the people at the club are supportive of all the players, right? And are supportive of them through thick and through thin, right? And where a lot of us, you see it, whether he's telling the truth or not, in his press conferences, people will talk and ask Ange questions. And because Ange, I think, came out yesterday in the press conference, is it yesterday or Friday? He came out in the press conference and he said, yeah, one day, it's Brennan Johnson, The next day it's Radu Dragusin, and then the next day it's going to be Timo Werner. And players go through this. Players, are, the fans will get on players' backs. I think he was alluding to that the fact that Brennan's now got 3, or had 3 and 3 at the time, meant that people might have laid off him, but they'll just find another scapegoat after that, and that's fans for you. But at the club itself, I believe that the club, the manager, the coach, and the players around each other are all supportive of each other. They G each other up, and they coach each other and stuff like that. And sometimes some of the fan base, not all the fan base, some of the fan base need to take a leaf out of their book and do the same thing as well. Life's life. Whether we like it or not, the players are trying, or I believe that they're trying. And sometimes they get it right, and sometimes they'll get it wrong. And when they get it wrong, we just got to stop beating them up when they get it wrong. And also, as well, some of the stuff that's come out today, supposedly from our supporters, and I'm thinking it's towards our players, and I think it's towards Brendan Johnson. I'm not sure, but some of the stuff that have come out today is absolutely awful. The club have released a statement straight after the game to say that they're going to look into. Did you know about all this?
No, what?
Yeah, it's homophobic abuse and that was given today at the game, and the club have come out with a statement straight away after the game, and
To
they said
United fans or to
Tottenham,
United players?
Tottenham fans. I think it's Tottenham fans. I think it's Tottenham fans to a Tottenham player. I'm not sure because it didn't say who the players were, but Tottenham have said that they're going to go out and look at the videos. But regardless who it's to, what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say, regardless of who it's to, at the end of the day, players will go out and you hope that they play their best for the club. And sometimes they get it right, and sometimes players get it wrong. And the last thing that's needed is for people to get on people's backs, especially and people to start getting personal and stuff like that. And people do within fan bases. We know this already. People do, but support your team. Just support your team. I've seen Tottenham win things. I've also been through the barren years, along with a lot of the younger generation, where we haven't won things, and yet I've supported Tottenham the same way. Through thick and thin, I've still supported Tottenham the same way. And I've always want to see my team win. I'd never want to see my team lose. And that's what, but I suppose in different stages in life, and also we're all different. Our makeup's different for every individual and every human being. I just don't let it get to me. At the end of the day, a game's a game. Yes, I want to win. And, if we win, brilliant. It's happy days. And if we lose, yeah, you're going to be, not as happy as where you were before the game started. But it's not the be all and end all. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, what we
Yeah,
need to do,
exactly. It's just a game at the end of the day.
just get
And
behind the team is what I say. Just get behind the
just
team.
enjoy
Support the team.
football. Be
Yeah.
football fans. Don't be idiots. And then just a harmless potato saying, let's not get carried away, lads. It's only United. I love it. I love that we can say that now. Like we should be in halftime in the dressing room and be like, it's United, lads. Kuva's
Oh, that was a low blow. Ooh.
like who was saying some players respond to adversity. I always played my best games when I was told I can't do something. Yeah. I just finally that question that about Ange that Chris asked, do you think Ange's tactics have clicked? There was a worry when United had some momentum in the second half that was worrying. What do you think, Jose?
I wasn't worried because at the end of the day, let's not beat around the bush. United were at home. And if United hadn't, 10 men, 9 men, 11 men, 15, 13, doesn't matter how many men you got. At the end of the day, you'd expect the home side to put in a few punches. And yeah, they tried a few punches, but they were very feeble punches at that. So I wasn't worried. At the end of the day, what's good is that Ange is proactive in his substitutions and he makes substitutions. And quite often this season, he's made the right calls at the right time. And that's win or draw. He's made the right calls at the right time. So, at the end of the day, yeah, to me, I'd be shocked if a home side, and you could be a team not called Man United, you could be called something different and be another team. I'd still expect you to come and throw some punches. and that didn't surprise me. But no, as for managing the game, he made the substitutions. He substituted Destiny at half time because they felt that Destiny had a knock or they want to look after him. They brought someone on. He then took off 3 players in the 75th minute and made 3 replacements. Yes, we're all happy to see Bergvall and Mikey Moore get time. Pap Sarr got on the pitch as well, by the way, but no one's going to talk about Pap Sarr. It's going to be about the other 2 youngsters. And then right at the end of the game, with about 10 minutes to go, I thought Tottenham had made all their substitutions. And when Radu was coming on, I was thinking to myself, what, have Tottenham been given an extra sub?
Yeah.
and then Radu came on for Mickey van der Ven because we're looking after Mickey van der Ven. So, at the end of the day, what Postecoglou is doing is right. But sometimes we can't see the wood from the trees. And sometimes we're so overcritical. And the thing is, these guys are professionals and get paid. It's their job to do that, to be the manager of Tottenham Hotspur. But yet we all think that we know a lot better. And I'm afraid to say that the people that have got it right is Ange Postecoglou. Sorry, chaps and chapesses. We're all wrong. We're all idiots from social media. Ange has got it right.
Yeah, and because at the end of the day, we're fans, right? We just react. We're all really reactive, but like these people have to plan in advance to the future. And like with the whole tactics thing, honestly, I always thought there was simmering under the surface. Like even from the Leicester game onwards, I was just like, okay, it's just goals. It's just goals. If we scored some of those goals, it would be a different result. It would be a different result. It would be a different result. And today also, like honestly, if United even were a little better, I reckon 11v11, we would have still beat them because we despite not score, like we could have been 6-0. Like I'm not even kidding, 5-0 for sure. We could have. There were 2 Werner opportunities and 1 Solanke opportunity that we could have definitely scored. So I just think that it's just down to being more clinical, and the players are learning to do that. And now that they have, I feel like things are looking up, and you just have to back your team. Okay, so I suppose that kind of brings us to the end of the show. It's been an amazing time, and like Niall's saying here, we should all just be happy that our team won and be like a healthy community that listens to each other and respects each other's opinions. So everyone just celebrate the fact that we won, and we look forward to the next game. And I refuse to learn the pronunciation of the team that we're going to the Europa for, because I don't ever want to play them again. I want to be in the top 8 and never play that team again. So I refuse to learn the F team's name. But we will see you. When will we next see you, Jose? Tel Cockerel.
I think you might. I think you're on before me. So tell me where you're going to be next, because you're going to be on before me.
So we don't do live. So tomorrow, Monday, by Monday evening, we will release the next episode of All About the WSL. It'll be amazing. Stay tuned. If you watch women's football, please do like and subscribe there as well.
I'm just going to find the link because I had it hidden here. So you carry on talking and I'll find your link.
Yeah, so we're going to do a roundup of all the games. Unfortunately, the women drew against Aston Villa 2-2. And we didn't really play that well, but it was happening at the same time as the Spurs game. So I could only catch it in bits and pieces. But this is the link, everyone. If you could just kindly subscribe, because nobody watches women, like not as many people watch women's football, so it's hard to grow that channel.
I think you'll be surprised. I think more and more people are interested in watching more of women's football. It is growing. Let's not knock it. It definitely is growing. And what we need is to make it grow more. We need people like yourself who are going to go out there and go into a new venture like this.
I don't think, like Kai and I never thought that we would get monetized. It was just all about promoting the game and getting more people to watch the game and seeing how far, how much outreach can happen, especially in India, etc., where we can grow it.
So Ash is on tomorrow. Just look out. Is there a certain time that you put it out? Because you put it out as a premiere or something, don't you?
No, we just put it out. Unfortunately, YouTube takes time to go through the video. So that's about it. That's whenever that happens, but most likely it'll be like late evening to night in the UK.
Okay, so watch out for late evening tonight in UK. Please, if you haven't done so already, go over and smash a sub over to Ash and her colleague at All About the WSL. So yeah, go to this link and join Ash over there and show her your support like you do here as well. Jose, when is Jose next on? Jose on his own channel will be next on Tuesday at 4 o'clock to give the results show for the predictions. There's still one more game to go tomorrow. One person predicted 3-0 to Tottenham. I'm going to say that now. So
Amazing. Who was
one
it?
person. What I'm not saying. I'll reveal everything on Tuesday. But one person
Oh,
did
yes,
predict
yes.
the 3-0 victory. So I will do that on Tuesday. And on Tuesday after my show finishes at 7 o'clock in the evening, I am going to be hosting the show on two sides of a pitch podcast with Graham Roberts. I've been asked to host and ask the questions of Graham Roberts. So yeah, come and see us there at 7 o'clock on Tuesday evening. And then after that, the show that was planned is always going to be the predictions on Friday, and I'll probably do another members show because I've got lovely members here. So I'm going to do another members show again on Saturday morning for
Yeah, and
members
we
to
will
come on.
still be buzzing. So the member show, I want to see everyone there with your happy hats on, ecstatic about Spurs. It's just going to be awesome. So with that, we come to the end of the show. Everyone, make sure you tune into all these shows with Tel Cockerel and all about the WSL as well. Over and out from us. Come on, you Spurs.
In the big